This, the one thing I'll say for Trump is that he doesn't buy into the Zbigniew-Brzezinski fever dream of global empire. Even Brzezinski gave up on that fantasy just before he shuffled off this mortal coil. But Democrats haven't yet. The Dems are too tied into hot money, corporate finance and the mic, and they've ruthlessly suppressed anyone who isn't caught up in that set of 25-year-old, outdated fantasies. Trump might as well talk to Kim Jong-un and Putin. Why the hell not? As for Europe, Trump's rhetoric about NATO and how the Europeans should spend more is patent excuse-making, and I don't blame him for lying under the circumstances. Europe and the US between them, all totaled up, face exactly zero military threats. The flood of refugees into Europe is not a military issue, and is triggered entirely by US military adventurism across North Africa and the Middle East. It's actually part of Brzezinski's plan. The grand chessboard laid it all out. To be the sole global empire, the US must control Eurasia. To control Eurasia, the US has to destabilize, subdue and break up three main rivals, Russia, China, and the EU. The refugees serve to ratchet up the tension on the EU. US and US-backed military operations have atomized civil society in nations surrounding Russia, China, and the EU, and have jeopardized the EU access to energy. That's why Iraq, Syria, Libya, Afghanistan, Yemen, Somalia, Mali, Sudan, etc. are the places the U.S. has overtly or covertly destroyed. The refugees fleeing those charnel houses of horror created by the U.S. are doing Brzezinski's work to destabilize Europe. Refugees fleeing to the U.S. to escape U.S.-sponsored death squads in Central America are ironically doing the same thing to us, so it would be better if we wouldn't kill them when they try to fix their own shithole countries, wouldn't it? Trump doesn't seem to be taken with that horrific and evil strategy, so good for him. Let him pretend Europe is ripping off the US. That kind of talk appeals to the self-pitying rubes who keep wondering why nobody is doing anything about how fat and lazy they are. If Trump pulls the US out of NATO, stops the endless wars of empire, stops tampering with the sovereignty and social stability of Europe, North Africa and the Middle East, the US will be far more safe and secure, and we can cut a full zero off the war machine spending that is strangling the US economy.